Okay, good morning, everybody. So happy to see all your smiling faces. It is Friday. And yes, we were just talking about what a fun day it is. And before everyone came on, Helen and I were talking about what a fun time to be alive and get to try all these new fun things. So my name is Terza Ekholm. Welcome to Ask Me About Open AI. And this is my open office hour, although I suppose it's starting to become open office hour and a half, but that's all right. I'm always happy to answer questions. Good morning, Jay. Happy to see you. So the way I do it in these sessions is feel free to post information about yourselves in the chat, plus any questions you have about AI. I try to do a mini demo and also just answer questions live. But before I get started, anybody have any cool, interesting adventures about automation? Doesn't have to be ChatGPT automation, could be agents anywhere, and it's something you'd like to share. Okay. So what's happening? Oh, wait, go ahead, Helen. Yes.
So I'm dusting off a previous chat with ChatGPT and started putting in new stuff and brainstorming with it on the new pricing structure and things like that. So that was kind of cool. And integrating Skool now that I'm getting into that as well. So not only will it be held on Go High Level, it will also integrate the community on Skool. So that was kind of fun learning all of that.
That is so nice. That is really fun. So yes, we also have possibilities of different platforms that we can start creating on. So Helen and I have just begun exploring Skool, Skool, and we're starting to create some communities there. It's another, I don't know if we'd call it a social media platform plus.
Yes. Because not only can you have your community there, you can also have memberships to your community, and you can have like the community, and then you can have like courses where you can have some free and some that you charge for. So it's kind of like an all-encompassing social media platform, and a lot of people are moving away from groups on Facebook into Skool communities, and there's another couple that are like Skool as well that they're moving to as well. So it's kind of interesting watching that migration where groups are not as big as they used to be on Facebook because people are just moving away from them.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
I was on, I'm in two schools already. I go to school. I go to two different schools. And when I was getting ready to create this ultimate investment protection system, I had considered it, and I talked to, I don't remember, it was one of you or Ryan, who said I should be using Go Expand.
That's
That I
another
could do
that's
my
another
course.
place.
I
Yeah.
could do the course out of there.
Mhm.
So what's the difference, please?
Skool has built-in software that helps you automatically grow your community. It's got a gamified system. It doesn't let people move forward like in the very beginning without learning something about how to like and post and be a good community member. And then they just have lots of really good training videos that help people get started. But it's such an intuitive interface, and I find that it's maybe less expensive to get started than some other places. Yes, of course, Go Expand Now will let us do that too, but we pay for that as part of our membership and our business mastermind. Otherwise, we would be paying more for that. So that's
Well,
um,
that's a CRM also,
right.
right?
Mhm.
Is that integrated in the CRM? Is that part of Gen?
Yeah.
Or
Yes,
is
it is.
that separate from,
No,
No, you can do memberships and courses and subscription services all through Gen.
So just to let you know, what we're talking about is Go High Level, but it's a white label of Go High Level. For those who aren't familiar with that, Go High Level is this pretty amazing CRM, but it's also pretty large and a lot to learn. And some businesses, especially businesses who are in the business of helping other businesses, have created a white label version of Go High Level. So they have their own agency that they can offer to their people. So Peggy, I would say if you have the bandwidth, there's no reason you couldn't do it in both places. You can put the same content in both places, and then you can promote it both ways. So that way you're not closing anything off.
Yeah, well, I wasn't trying to close anything off. I didn't know. I don't know. There's just so much to learn. And if you're spending all your time learning, then you're not progressing to bring in capital, right? To run the businesses, which is the mode I seem to be in for the last year. I don't move forward because I'm so busy learning everything. And everything's such a challenge because I don't know, I can't edit anything, so I can't get my YouTube's up, and I feel rather frustrated, shall we say,
Yes,
not moving forward, which
I
of
do.
course the bottom line hurts when you can't move forward.
Yes, I know. I'm finding a lot of business owners are in that camp. We're all trying to learn so fast and come up to speed. And in the meantime, we have businesses that we're trying to either keep going or restart in this new world of
Pivot.
doing things. Pivot. Yes.
Yeah, we call it pivot. You're still under the same heading of whatever your company is, and you're just moving in a different direction, which is what most companies do, unless they're like retail. Even them change the product, right? So, and we'll see what happens with all the taxes that are coming in from the imports.
Yes, I will admit to having a bit of frustration with that. So somebody asked me to price some tote bags for them. I had designed some tote bags for her a couple of years ago. And so she asked me for a new quote, and I said they're certainly going to be more than they were before. At that moment, I was just thinking of inflation and other things. And then I just realized I have to, before I didn't care where the bags came from. I mean, not didn't
Right.
care too much, as long as I managed customers' expectations about how long it would take to receive and where it was coming from and that kind of thing. And now I look at it and go, what I would hate to do is quote somebody a price for some bags and they say yes. And then it comes into the US and whatever's happening in that moment, I might have to go back to them and say, I can't give this to you unless you pay me much more money. It's the uncertainty part. If I knew ahead of time, I could just say,
Well, you could always warn people that more than likely there's going to be a tariff
yes,
to get it into the country because it's coming out of the country and you don't know what that is. So
yes,
keep checking on whatever country it's coming from.
that's right. Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just
but
wanted
then,
to
to
circle
put
back.
a high
Go ahead.
price on it, and maybe
Sorry, Paul, go ahead.
Yeah, so circling back to what Peggy, you were mentioning about always learning. And so I think that's one of the reasons I come to this session is so that I can hear opinions about various aspects of the AI, ML, large language models out there. So I don't have to spend a lot of time in what I would call analysis paralysis, where you're always searching for what's the next thing, what should I go on to? You got to tie it back to your business and say, if you need to pivot onto an LLM for your business, then pick one, spend no more than a few days or a week at most on picking that one, and then go for it. You know, you're going to hear there are so many opportunities of new businesses out there, new LLMs, new features. You just can't keep up in your business. Like I said, if you spend a year researching all this stuff, your business is starting to, feel the effects of that passive interaction.
Yeah, well,
So,
here I am in another course. And
I
this
would
is what,
interject a slogan, I guess it is, or a
Mhm.
plan of just focus, right? It would just follow one course until successful. So that one course can take on its own life, and now we can start a new one. Like it doesn't have to be a smorgasbord all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not.
Terza, what I would suggest on your situation, I was talking to you and I had myself on mute. Um, just put a high price on your items, uh, a pretty darn high price, so that when the time comes to figure out what you really want to charge them, and you came in lower, you're the hero, rather than having to inch it up and then you feel bad and you have to waste time doing that. Just, plan it differently, reverse it.
Yes. Yes, that's a good suggestion, Marcy. And we're
Can I-
living with different parameters now, so we have to
Can I
approach it differently. Go ahead, Sarah.
I want to throw it in. I used to be in the promotional products industry, and what I would suggest is instead of trying to import on your own, it does add a layer of costs, but find a company that is already making your bag or warehousing your bag, and just use them.
Yes.
Because you're right. You can't guess, and if you and Marcy, if you place your price so high, I mean, what is high? Is it $100 a bag? And then you're covering your tariffs. Like, what is really a price? So, and I also wanted to just address what Peggy and Lois were saying. It's, oh my God, I realized like last week that I have been running like crazy trying to figure out AI and figure out automation and figure out this. And I've got 3 AVAs and yada, yada, yada. And I have gotten nowhere. And I'm pulling back. I think this may be the only class I'm going to go to now, because it's just, I'm spending so much time in classes. I'm not doing any work. And it's, when you look back, I can't believe it's September already, guys. It's like, where'd the year go? I think it's really should be March, so
Yes.
anyway, I just wanted to add that.
Sarah, just like anything, you put a time frame. If you want to do some studying, put an hour or an hour and 15 minutes, whatever, and that's it. At the end of, if you have to use a timer, do that, let it jump you, and then go on to the next thing. Otherwise, you're going to go into that, what they call the black hole.
Yeah.
So
Down
I-
the rabbit hole.
Yeah, rabbit hole, big rabbit hole.
rabbit hole.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peggy.
Yeah,
Thanks.
so it's
thanks.
not, so we're, just an example, I mean, I just finished an AI course. But you finish the course, right? She always ran somewhere around an hour, hour and a half. But you always had things to do. Right. And the next week when you came back, those were supposed to be completed. So it's not like you could just attend a course that's an hour. You then have the hour, 2 hour, 3 hours
Oh.
that you spend putting that together, because it does take so much time. And then
What
that's how you
course
find you
was it?
fall behind. I'm not trying to defend anything. I'm just saying
Right.
I'm on Sarah and I are in the same. It's the frustration of the time goes by. And then I frankly get tired at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm done. And I find that I get frustrated, my temper, shall we say, goes off because the frustration of not getting things done, and I'm tired.
Mhm.
And it's just
You're-
gotten in the way of forward movement. So everybody's input's really great, and having a schedule sounds like it's really great.
Not a schedule, just a time frame. You're going to have this, if it's an hour or if it's a 3/4 of an hour, just put that's all you're going to devote to it. I mean, just be done with it. That's what I would do. What course are you taking, Peggy?
Let's come back to
Yeah.
I'm in AI. I'm learning AI. You can't avoid AI right now. I find it a priority. So I've dropped everything. This is the only course I'm working. I mean, the only thing I'm really working on.
So
And
what I would
and training.
I want to acknowledge everyone for the struggles, because this is a real thing. I want to also acknowledge Paul and Helen and Sarah and Marcy and Peggy and Lois for all of your inputs, because this is kind of a tough time. So what I would like you to do is post in the chat 1, 2, or 3, what are your top issues right now. And what I'm already been creating, at least on paper, so to speak, digital paper, courses that where we can start from the beginning and I can take you through step by step. And that way you get to move forward and you get to solve some actual pressing problems. So I want to specifically address the people who are here, the people who show up and say, okay, let's do this thing. So, okay, thank you, Sarah. So I'm not prepared today, obviously, but I will put something in the email to tell you when I will set up some sessions so that you can attend them live or recorded. And I will address some of those questions. So in the meantime, for today, I just wanted to share with you a couple of items. One is my mindset's already changing. So I know I don't know how to do a whole bunch yet in ChatGPT agent, but what I'm starting to do is ask, what can I do? So, for example, I wanted to know, I'm building a wish list and I said to ChatGPT, I need to know how to clean off my desktop. Can you do it? And it said, well, no, which I already knew, but it already gave me a step-by-step procedure of what I can do on my own computer to automate some of that. But that's not what I was going to show you today. I just wanted to mention, start putting your wish list together because there will be things, if there aren't already existing, there will be things you will be able to do. I do favor ChatGPT, say that straight up, just kind of like Paul said, I glommed onto ChatGPT early and I'm having some good results with it. But like Peggy too, I have a lot of not so good results with it and a lot of frustrations. So, especially when it says, oh, all you have to do is this. And I go try to do this and it's like, yeah, no. So, all right. So let me share my screen and I'll share a little bit here. Let me peek in the chat for a moment. Okay. These are all great things. Okay. So I hope to share a little bit about that today. But for the moment, let's just go over to here and you get to see my lovely resume screen, which is not very useful. All right, so let's go here. All right, so after last week's meeting, I decided to see if I could get Agent to help me with publishing my content after these meetings. So my process for these meetings is to take the recording as soon as Zoom lets me have it. I download it to my computer and then I upload it to YouTube. And then I give that link, that YouTube link, or I just give the whole video to Castmagic. So Castmagic is a separate product. They do have a 7-day free trial, but you do have to pay for it, after the 7 days. But it is, and by the way, it's powered by ChatGPT on the back end. But it allows you to take one big piece of content and use it to create 100 pieces of content if you want that many to post everywhere. And so I've been using it to help me write the description for the YouTube video when I post this. It writes the newsletter that I take and adjust slightly, but that's what I send out to you guys. And it also it quite frankly gives me a whole set of social media posts. Here, I'll just go ahead and show you. Let me sign in and show you that I could be using and haven't yet had time to do that. But then I went over to ChatGPT and asked for its help. And for once I got Agent to work right out the gate, and it took 17 seconds to create 3 new pieces of content for me based on what I already pulled out of Castmagic. So this is last week's video. So let's just peek over here. So when you upload it, Castmagic then processes it and gives a transcript. That's the first thing it does. So, and then there's this clips feature, which I haven't yet used, but I'm looking forward to using. where it breaks your video into clips that you can post elsewhere. So just so you see, here's the transcript. I've already got some attendees identified. It's not necessarily good about identifying speakers, but even if it gets it wrong, I just want some of the basics so that I can then, because I can go adjust it in some of the places. So just so you can see, it's the
I thought it
video
was probably
here.
recording.
So hello, everyone. Okay, so this was last week's video. And then when you go over here, I've already got these recurring prompts. Hang on. It's already set up as a package. This is what Castmagic helps you do. It creates for me, just based on that recording and the transcript that it created, it gives me a bunch of titles I can use for the YouTube video. It gives me keywords for YouTube. If I want to put in timestamps, it puts that in there as well. It even gives me a lovely YouTube description. So I just drop that right in there. And then it suggests clips to use. Now it picked on Paul this week because he had some good things to say. So I could have used any of these or go over to the clips over here and see what I can create with that. Then the newsletter, it's pretty close to what I put into the email that I send you. I make a couple of little changes because it's no longer called Permission to Be Curious, but little things like that. And put that into my newsletter. And then it gives me even more things. So it gives me with the key top. Whoops, I'm sorry, I'm going fast. Let me slow down. It gives me key topics. And it does this, by the way, and within minutes of, it takes like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes maybe to do the transcript. And I take a couple of minutes to go through and try to at least correct some of the speakers. And then I click go on this, and I think it's less than 5 minutes, and it gives me all of this. So these are the key topics. And then the next section is, hold on, a lot of good key topics. Another YouTube like overview. So this can also be used. Sometimes I put that in the newsletter. It even gives me questions plus the answers. So if I wanted to create a course, that's already right in here. So that's available. And then if you guys, for people who like to use threads, it gives me some threads I can post. This is the Meta. It's another adjunct to Instagram. And then a whole social carousel, 10 tips for every AI newbie. I could be publishing these as well. In fact, this would probably make a great PDF for me to send out to people. And then 3 fun facts from our meeting. Conversation starters. So I'm telling you, this comes out within a couple of minutes and boom, I have a ton of stuff I can use. Plus, if that wasn't enough, I could go ask it even more questions and it would give me even more stuff. So Castmagic is this really super amazing all-around tool.
So Tirza,
Yes,
going
Peggy.
back to what Marcy said.
Yes.
How much time are you going to put into this? Because it looks like you've got about 8 hours of work here.
No, it actually, because no. This is, I drop all this stuff into YouTube. I drop it into my Go High Level email and I press post and I press send. That's immediately done. It's just that I'm telling you, I have a bunch of other things I could post. If I used a social media scheduler, I could copy these things over into a social media scheduler and post these things throughout the week. That help? So what I did then last week, because I wanted to see if I could get ChatGPT agent to help me. So this time, in a separate chat, I asked it how to do this, and it gave me this prompt. So this prompt is, by the way, you go down here and you click on plus and you click on agent. So that's how you invoke the ChatGPT agent. And it said, role, you are my post-meeting publishing agent. Now, the nice thing about this is once I've done this once and it works, I don't have to type all this again. That's what it's setting up here. So here we go. Here's the context. After each Zoom meeting, I use Castmagic to generate outputs. Castmagic already generates the key topic summary, attendee recap email, and YouTube description and chapters. So you don't need to recreate those. And when I type now, from now forward, when I type run OOH publishing, open office hour, with agent mode turned on, and then I paste in the Castmagic key topics and recap email, you will draft a Substack post. So a public recap, friendly, thoughtful, 400 to 600 words. I could easily have put blog post here instead of Substack. I just happen to like Substack. I can also ask Castmagic to write a blog post for me too, but the reason I prefer ChatGPT is because it knows what my voice is. Castmagic feels a little bit more generic. Draft a LinkedIn and a Facebook recap post of 2 paragraphs and 3 bullet highlights. Draft an X, Twitter, thread. Those are those nested threads you may have seen. Those are super popular on X. So 6 to 8 tweets with an engaging hook, conversational style. Clearly label each section as Substack, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X thread. And I want the tone to be clear, engaging, and slightly curious. Variations, rotate the hook style weekly between outcome-focused, community, and curiosity-driven, because those are my 3 favorite styles. And if you don't have what you need, ChatGPT agent, ask me. Ask one clarifying question, then continue. So it worked for a whole 6 seconds. And it said, understood, Terza, I'll be ready to draft your Substack post, LinkedIn, Facebook recap, and X thread with clear labels and varied hooks when you provide the run OOH publishing command, along with your Castmagic key topics and recap email. So then I gave it the command, run OOH publishing. Here are my key topics. I'll answer your question in a moment, Gary, which I just copied over from Castmagic. So that I just copied this over from Castmagic just the way it was. And what else did I say? Each main topic is outlined with the detailed subtopics for clarity. So I just copied this over from Castmagic, and that's all in there. This is the recap email that came from Castmagic. So I just put all the stuff in there that I was interested, and it worked for 17 seconds and created a Substack article. So that's my blog post or Substack, either way. My LinkedIn, Facebook recaps that I can just go post in LinkedIn and Facebook right away. And my X thread. So you would post this one and then you post the rest of these as nested replies. And then that was it. 17 seconds, boom. The writing part is done. I just have to go and do them.
Hey, Terza.
Yeah.
Are you telling it to not post the same exact verbiage to X versus YouTube versus whatever? It's automatically changing up the posts for the different media?
Yep. Yes, it does. Go ahead, Gary.
My understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, is that agents go deeper and work longer on tasks, and they also have the capability to go outside and use either APIs or something like Zapier to go and do things elsewhere on the web using other apps.
Yes.
So what is it that, what is there something else that an agent allows you to do rather than just a GPT or a chat? And what is it, why did you use an agent for this role or this chore?
Because now it's repeatable. So now after this meeting, I'll, as soon as Zoom gives me the video, I'll upload it into Castmagic and say, do your thing. And then as soon as Castmagic gives me that output, I'll just come back over here. I don't have to give it all this context anymore. Now I just say, run whatever my command is. I say, hold on. That I'll have to write down somewhere. I just say run OOH post processing. There we go. Run OOH publishing. And if, by the way, I forgot to give it this stuff, it would say, okay, give me your key topics.
Okay, so how is that different? Because I mean, I've told chats, it might probably was a GPT in a chat, but I've told it every time I say this, interpret it this way, and it will interpret it that way. So what is the additional capability that the agent allows you to do?
Let's go find out. Unless, okay. All right. Okay, so I'm asking ChatGPT, what is the difference between writing a GPT for a specific task or set of tasks and setting up an agent to do it? Does that basically cover it here?
Sure.
Okay, let's just see what it comes up with here. Okay, so let's lay this out cleanly because this difference is subtle but important. So a custom GPT is like giving ChatGPT a personality plus a set of instructions and tools. And so the purpose is best when you want a specialized assistant for a specific type of conversation or content. So as Helen and I've presented before, you define the system instructions. You are a grant writing assistant who always formats output in X way. You can add knowledge files for context. It still relies on you to drive the workflow. You prompt it, it responds. So some use cases are writing style coach, a product FAQ bot, a marketing caption generator, or a book editor that knows your preferred structure. So in this case, a GPT is like hiring a specialist consultant who always remembers your preferences and tone, and they don't act unless you call them into the room and ask a question. Now, an agent is more like hiring a personal intern or assistant who can take actions on your behalf. So how it works is you define the role, but instead of just chatting, it can act. It can query databases, it can send emails, it can update spreadsheets, call APIs, and move files. So for example, Gary, instead of me copying and pasting the stuff from Castmagic, I could actually use the Castmagic API and tell the agent to just go get it.
Okay, yeah.
So I haven't done
That I was familiar with. I was trying to understand, since you weren't doing that, you were almost treating it like more like a GPT in that sense. So
at the moment, because I'm moving slowly, I want it to work.
I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome. Because I've been working with ChatGPT, it included some things that I've already been working on. I could have it automatically sweep my desktop files every night. I could have it monitor leads in a CRM and send follow-up emails and post content to X on my behalf. I would have to set up APIs to do this, and then running data analysis in the background and pinging me with insights. So in this case, the analogy is an agent is like an employee who has access to your calendar, email, and toolbox. And you can say every Friday, send my newsletter draft, summarize my analytics, and post my thread, and it will actually do those things. So to bring you along my journey, as I get each of these things automated, I will be thrilled to share them with you. Believe me, I'll be thrilled. 17 seconds blew me away. So here we go. GPT, which is like a bot, or some people do call them bots, is a conversational specialist great for manual prompting and content generation. Whereas an agent is more like an operational assistant, great for automation, execution, and task handling. And then you probably didn't ask this one yet, Gary, but you might write a custom GPT to polish your blog posts in your voice, and then set up an agent to pull that draft every Thursday, Friday, in my case, drop it into Substack and remind me to hit publish. So does that help?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's the best way to train it in your voice? Does it learn while you're interacting with it, or do you have to give it a writing example?
I would give it a writing sample for
Great.
sure. Yeah. I give it something I've already posted or shared and say, this is my style. I want my future posts to be like this.
Just to
Right.
clarify, it's your writing style is what it's replicating, not your vocal style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Very good point.
And I also tell it, don't use the word if or but, use when and for but and.
Mhm.
So that, and then if you, the problem with the chat is you have to tell it all the time, it doesn't remember, but the agent would remember.
The agent would remember, and actually, Peggy, I think the GPT would as well. Just not the main chat GPT, but the specialized one.
Ah,
Peek in the chat. here.
So if you use somebody else's GPT that you find in the library, does that customize itself to you, or does it stay tied to what its original capabilities were in the library? And do you have to, if you want to customize it, can you, if you want to create a custom GPT, can you draft off of one that you find, or do you have to write your own?
That's a really good question. Here, let's just ask. Oops. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't do that, but that's all right. Okay. Can I customize an existing GPT that somebody already published in the GPT store? The short answer is yes, but with limits. So you can duplicate it to make your own version. So if it's published to the GPT store, you can click the title or the little customizer create option to start from that GPT space. So this gives you a copy where you can edit its instructions for your tone, behavior, style, add or remove knowledge files, give it a new name, icon, and description. And then adjust conversation starters and use it privately or republish. So, and then it says if you can publish your forked GPT to the store as a new one, credit to the original creator is polite but not required. What you can't do is edit someone else's live version. Well, that makes sense. And if they've uploaded their own knowledge files, you won't have access to those or connected APIs, which makes sense. You want it to connect to your stuff. If you love a GPT but want it just slightly different, then use it as is for a few sessions, then click customize or make your own, adjust the system instructions, and then save under a new name. Does that help, Gary?
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out that you're doing what everybody should be doing, and that's using AI to teach you how to use it.
Yes. I do that all the time, Gary, and that's what I try to encourage you to do as well, but being mindful of your time. So when I asked it to help me create a way to clean up my desk, it started, I started going down a rabbit hole because it didn't work from the get-go. And ChatGPT was coaching me on how I could fix certain things on my MacBook. And I tried a couple and then I said, time's up. I have to go off and do other things. So be respectful of your time. So yeah, when I came back to it later, hold on a second here.
So are you saying you're trying to create an agent that will actually take physical activity on your laptop?
Well, that's what I asked it for first, and it
Okay.
told me it can't do that yet.
Right.
So it was coaching me on how I could use my MacBook to do that, because Mac does have some features that would help for that. And I did try a couple of things. Here we go. Automate desktop sweep. And you know, it started out pretty good. So what I told it was, hey, from the Your Wish is My Command department, I really wish I could direct you or another AI agent to sweep my Mac desktop, meaning all the files you see on my desktop on my MacBook, create a folder named sweep and put all the files into it, because I'm tired of having a messy desktop. So then it suggested I could use Terminal to do it. I could use Automator. These are things that are already on the MacBook. For you, whatever your computer is, if you do Windows or whatever, it probably would have given you a Windows application that would help do that. So I went for the Shortcuts app on my Mac, and I followed its directions, and I clicked run or play or whatever it said. And on my MacBook, I got the error saying, we can't access those files. So I went back to ChatGPT and I said, I own the files. What are you talking about? So here, I took the screenshot and it says, you don't have permission. And it tried to help me fix that problem. And I played with it for a little bit. I really didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time. So that was yesterday. And then this morning I said, okay, let's come at it from a different angle. How did all those files get there in the first place? And it helped me with that, because I don't want all this on I don't mind the files, but I don't need it all over my desktop. So it explained that and gave me some other ideas, which I haven't tried yet. So.
Yeah, I used ChatGPT to help me write a Python script on a Windows machine to help me organize photos, put all these photos in a directory structure based upon the date of the photo. But I have not found an agent yet that you could tell it to actually act on your behalf on your laptop, your local machine.
I think at the moment they want to stay away from that as much as possible, because there's a lot of privacy issues out there.
Yeah.
There are, now I don't know how to do it, but I know you can download your own LLM, so you can operate things locally, and then you would have the ability to do that.
Your own what?
LLM, large language model. ChatGPT is a large language model. So you could go get your own. In fact, I think you can actually get your own copy of ChatGPT, and put it on your computer.
It's not going to run on a laptop, though. Got to have some power to do that.
You want a slim down version. You can do ChatGPT app. Helen has done it on her computer. Mine is too old to do that. So when I update my laptop, I'll be able to do that.
Oh.
The cool part about having the app on your desktop, and I have it on my desktop computer, and I have it on my phone, and I have it on my laptop, is that it's not taking up the browser bandwidth when it uses it. So it goes a lot faster. The only thing you cannot do in the app is create the GPTs. You have to be in through the website to do that.
But Helen, can you use the GPTs you've already created?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. You can do everything except create the GPTs. I haven't found any limitation. That's the only limitation I've found on the app so far. So I quite often have the app open on my desktop, so I can quickly just jump over there and type stuff in, rather than having it take up space on in the browsers.
And you're saying that's Copilot
No,
or
ChatGPT.
Chat? Oh, okay.
ChatGPT.
Copilot has one, Gemini. I mean, a lot of them have the separate apps on the Windows machine at least, and also on your phone. So I use Android and Windows. My wife uses iPhone and Mac, and you can download the apps, and they basically are just a direct interface as opposed to going through a browser interface.
So you download it from the App Store? So what
Yeah.
you're saying? Oh.
Well, I started using Claude. And so far I like it, but I'm just at the very beginning. But they send me updated emails. Here's what you can do with Claude. And then they list them. And I say, thank you very much. And then maybe a couple of days later, they send me something else. And this way, I'm not spending a whole lot of time trying to figure some things out. And I'm not devoting a lot of time to it. I have to allow it to sink in. And but I think for me, it's going to work out just as well as the paid version of ChatGPT. So I'll go along with it and see how it goes and report to you guys.
Yes. Yes, I would definitely appreciate that, Marcy. Yes. Anytime you guys come across something new and cool, feel free to share it here. So. All right, any other specific questions for today? Okay. Well, I might end it early today so I can go back and.
I wanted to go back to something I wrote as you were doing your demonstration of your agent to basically reduce the information.
Yes.
Have you, or is it possible for the agents to go ahead and post it to your social media accounts automatically? In other words, are you feeling confident that you could put a workflow together so that at the end of the meeting, you push a button and everything happens just magically?
I would probably still go review them and then hit the button that says go do that. I will probably do that for a while. Just because I want to make sure. So far I've been really happy with what ChatGPT has created in my style. But I guess I'm still a little nervous of having it go off and do things. But you know what? I'd probably be that way about a virtual assistant too. So.
Yeah, I think, vetting the workflow, vetting the content to make sure that it's not going to be, out of the ordinary or, biased in certain bad ways, is good. But once you have that workflow together, then it makes sense
Yes.
to just trust it.
Yes. Yeah, so I had and I'll share my screen again with you. I had an interesting conversation this morning about what I could post, not what I could post, what I would post. Let me move some things out of the way on Skool. So let me share that with you. I just started an author community on Skool, and here we go. No, I don't think that's it. Of course, now that I said that, I might not be able to show you, only because I don't remember where it is. I'm attempting to, there we go. Actually, I created a project called Skool. All right, let's see if I did that. Hold on here. And I don't see anything here, so maybe it's not there yet. All right, give me just one moment because
Now you want the ability to search your chats.
I can, but the thing is, I need to go back and label things better. Otherwise, I don't remember where I put them in. And usually what happens is I started off with a different question and then came back down to something else. So, yeah, okay, it's this one. I think it's this one. All right, let's move a couple of things. Scrunch that over. So, like I said, I just started this community on Skool. I have one person join and I need to start inviting people, but I haven't put anything out there yet. So I came across this article this morning about James Patterson, who launched a Go Finish Your Book grants. And I thought it was a really great article. So I said, great, please write a summary of this in my voice because I want to go share it in my school community. So I wrote this really great thing, and as you can see, it included links to its sources. Now, just something you need to know about ChatGPT, and you might see it for the others too, the other LLMs. If I were to go just copy and paste this, no problem for me, because I would include a sentence that says I used ChatGPT to help me write the summary. But at the end of each of these links, it has an additional little thing that says ChatGPT. Okay, so then I'm thinking, well, okay, everybody knows I use ChatGPT, and that's okay, but I asked about it. So I said, okay, if I simply copy and paste this, are the links preserved? And should they be? I think ChatGPT gets appended to the links. And it said, yes, you spotted that. That's a tracking parameter on my side. I already knew about it actually, but I thought I'd ask it. So this is what it appends, is this little thing right here on the end, every single quote. And I'm fine with that, but I just wanted to know more about it. So I asked if I should include the links, and it said yes, but it's optional. And then it said, if you like, I can give you a clean link version so you can copy paste without worrying. And I said, okay, but I'd rather be honest and just say that I have used ChatGPT to help write this. But I also added, if it makes people uncomfortable, maybe I shouldn't. So it said, okay, you can do radical transparency and leave the tag on. Or you can say, I can trim it off and make it easier for readers to click on them. And that way they won't be, they may feel weird about clicking on a link that has ChatGPT on the end. So then I could just say, yes, I asked Chat. It recommends, it knows me. The hybrid play, which is to keep the links and then explicitly say, I asked ChatGPT to help me put this together. And so then it gave me the same exact summary that it gave me before with the links, but none of these say ChatGPT on the end. And then at the end, it will say, meta note, I asked ChatGPT to help me pull the details together so I could share them and consider it our behind the scenes collaboration, because I want people to see that I'm using it. And then it offered me a bunch more things to do. But the reason I haven't yet posted this in my school community is because I haven't even started it yet. So then we went on for it to help me create my first post, which I did post.
What's the purpose of your school author?
I want to create a community of authors because I think there's a lot of people like me who have a great idea or a lot of great ideas for books, and we're busy. We don't have time to get started. But if we at least wrote a little bit every day, we could make progress. And I've already developed AI-assisted tools to help with editing, because that's a major project, to help with formatting for print versions and ebook versions, and book covers, design book covers.
So what I worked with Angel Tucci to get the book out that I just got out, it took me a year, but she says, if you take 10 minutes a day, that's it, 10 minutes a day, every day, you could be published in 90 days.
Yeah.
So like that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sarah.
So Terza, what you're saying is you've got a school, is it a course that you're selling, promoting?
I will include that. Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. And will it edit nonfiction?
Yes. I call it AI assisted editing because I've developed a workflow for fiction or nonfiction, and I go through it chapter by chapter. I let AI do some work ahead of time, and then I go through and I don't edit the work yet until I make sure that the author's voice and style is preserved.
And you also then format it.
Yes, that which is yet another function, but yes,
And can you okay, and can you do workbooks?
yes.
Okay.
I think
Yep.
you
Need to
still
talk to you.
have to have, before you even get to all of your AI edits, you have to have a live person who understands editing to look it over just generally. I've seen a couple of books lately that have all kinds of just little things that should be changed. One of the books was, the formatting was fine, and then all of a sudden a couple of pages are the alignment is out of alignment. There's double spaces in between each line on a couple of pages, and then it goes back to regular, and then you know, and a lot of things, and in certain words that are used not really appropriately. You got to edit it, and it has to take an editing mind to do that. I would not want to undertake a whole book because it's very tedious. But going over a couple of chapters just to see, to inform the author what's going on is very important to do. So you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be aware of these things.
Yes, so those are super good points, Marcy, which is why, because I have edited for people before, long before AI, and yes, it's very tedious.
Yeah.
Which is why the way I set it up is to have AI do some of the heavy lifting, but keep the human in the loop. And right now I want that, we're kind of back to the earlier question. I want me to be that human in the loop. Because I think I have a good eye for these things, but I also have a good eye for if the AI says something or does something stupid, that it's not going in there. So, yeah. Gary.
Terza, you mentioned using APIs. And so that's a way that your agent can go off and talk to another program on the web. And you can use Zapier for that, which talks to a lot, it's kind of like pre-made APIs and for a whole bunch of things. Or you can typically, as I understand it, write to an application's API yourself using custom code. Have you ever done an API, and how much work is it to do an API for, you know, a task of simple to moderate complexity?
These are great questions, and I haven't done them yet, so
Okay,
I
thank you.
wouldn't. Paul, have you tried anything yet?
No, not at that level. Yeah, so I've just like, you know, Gary, heard about them. You can try them out on various platforms, but I have not
Okay.
done it directly.
If I do it, I will report back.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Any other questions for today? And you already put in the chat things you'd like to see, so I can start putting those together. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Terza.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
See
Terza.
you next week.
Have a great day.
Great
Thanks.
week. Have a
Bye.
great weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
much. Yeah. Oh.